well, it wasn't a biddle stick, but I don't know what you call it, a mini pod or something like that. And I hope he got that back. Now these guys are going to have to wash off a little bit in that cold water.
That Garfield we got on video, man, that is really fucked up. He comes through there behind Robert, man, and I mean, it just covered, man. He couldn't see where he's going. His sunglasses and just jumping in the... Hey, so look up here. He's loving every minute of it, too. Here,
Got it in your ears.
Feel this off. I'll get that in there.
Yeah.
I'll lay in this truck. They'll dry out.
Yeah, Steve, you said that Colleen retired, so I know she's going to enjoy that. Me and Bob just don't understand how come we don't have enough time to do nothing. I've done a lot more than me like when I was working than I do now. I've not been flying in a couple of years for my models because I just can't get time. Of course, model flying and building is a time-consuming hobby, and so is video. So that's two hobbies that take a lot of time. And, Steve had New Jersey folks down there, and he said something about that RC flying too. So we'll have to put some of that on there. I'll have to dig out some of it, but it's on most all my flying, I guess, is on beta. And I've got a couple of beta recorders, but I have to bring them in here and hook them up and get them beta tapes out. And I'll have to do that when I get time. When it gets cold, I'll be able to do that. But when it's pretty, I like to work outside as much as I can. Yeah, also Steve was telling us about that colitis. Well, that's something you need to take care of because my daughter, about, I guess it's been 2 years ago, she had 8 foot of her colon removed from that colitis. Yeah, she had it for about 8 years. And man, it really done a job on her, and they put her on them steroids. And she was just so puffed up. And matter of fact, I think there's a shot of her in this, where she's puffed up. And of course, now that she's had that operation, and she's back down to normal and doing real good. I don't know if this here mud boggin's worth all this work or not. They're power washing everything down, and then had to wash herself on top of it. I just like to get out. Yeah, there's my daughter in the dark hair. Her face is real puffy from them steroids. No, it's my youngest daughter there. She had to race me about getting close-ups, so she gets close-ups on her. Yeah, and Steve, I think I covered that most of the things he asked about here. And then Sid done some good guitar playing for us down there in Naples. And that was a fancy guitar there with all them sounds like that. My son Mike gets them sounds out of his keyboards, synthesizer stuff, but that's the first time I ever saw a guitar with all that in it. So that makes it awful nice. If you can play a guitar, then you can play all that other stuff too. And then I wish Steve would get that banjo out too and play some of that on there for us. Yeah, well, no, Steve said, Sid said we'd probably be sick of all that time we got done, but no, we wasn't. We was just getting kind of warmed up there. I'm used to jam sessions because all my relatives that sing or pick or anything, when they come, used to years ago, but most of them died off now, but years ago when they'd all come around, why, we'd have a jam session and maybe 8 or 10 people, 3 or 4 instruments, pick and sing. And when we got to, we used to do that on audio tape. I've got some of it. I just made some copies and sent to my aunt of my uncle that passed away recently. And so I made her a copy of the tape where he sung back in 1958. And he was singing Stackerly, and she said her kids really enjoyed that, and they all made them a copy of it. But then after we got to video, then we started making video of everybody. And back in the 80s, I started doing pantomime with my kids and the neighbors' kids and stuff like that, and me, and we'd get a record out and pantomime, and we had really had a ball out of that stuff. That was when video just first got started. And now my daughter, this youngest one here that's on this quad behind, her and her friends goes up to the, what do you call it, the rodeo, I guess you'd call it, where they get all them sickles together. And they go up there and they get a lot of snapshots and bring them back and have me put them on tape, and they put music to them and everything. And then they also go down to Gatlinburg and rent one of them chalets, and about 8 couples, and they stay 3 or 4 days, and they bring all that back on film. And my daughter, they're going this coming weekend for 4 days. My daughter said they're already telling me new ideas they got for our video. They don't realize me and my daughter had to work on that thing 2 weeks, put all that together. Now they're having a little bonfire back here. They pile up the brush and stuff, and grass clippings and everything else for about 6 months or so, and then they'll have a big bonfire. I don't know, it was a little bit confusing where to get started on this tape out there, Bob. I went and backed your tape up to the beginning of your segment, and I run it forward 26 minutes, and then that's where I started, because you had some extra there, I guess, that you put over part of mine. And so I'll run 26 minutes, and then hopefully that'll be right. But a little bit confusing there where to start. So that's what I done. I backed up the front, went 26 minutes and started there. So, yeah. I wrote down some notes here, but I wrote them down about a week ago because I had company come up from Bryson City, North Carolina, and that threw me behind. And but Bob said, not be in no hurry about sending that out. Said it comes around too quick. So while my company is here, I didn't. I watched it, wrote down my notes, and then after a week, I can't read my notes. I don't know what they meant.
put the music in later. We think that.
Yeah.
We like to play with fire.
Here, get up and dance on top of the seat.
Gotta get a good shot of the moon here too, bro.
Oh, some more bonfire.
Hey, Doc, listen to a lot of bands. Easier on the butt on them phones. This is pretty sturdy.
Them guys is getting warm after that mud bog and getting then hosing down with that cold water.